पास मेरे ही तू रहियो, कभी दूर न मुझसे तू जइयो, तेरे सिवा मेरा कौन यहाँ, कोल तेरे मुझे रहना है, तुझे मरते दम तक कहना है ये, तुझको ही माना मैंने सारा जहां. Hi, my name is Akankshaa Bhandari and you're watching me at midday.com.
Sara Jahan is with us today for the singer we have with us today, the melodious and super talented Akankshaa Bhandari. Hi Akankshaa, thank you for joining us today at midday and on our special series. Now tell us about your latest song Sara Jahan. You know, I've been listening to it constantly since morning while I was coming to office. Tell us more about it.
So Sara Jahan is about definitely considering the person you love, your whole world, and even not only the person you love in that way, but your parents or your family, your dog or your friends, you know, that way. So Sara Jahan is all about that. It's all about love, and it's composed and written by Manav. And I've just sung the song, so yeah.
Okay, well, you know, when you see the video also, it gives a very cheerful, happy, jolly vibe, and you yourself are there in the video. So did you plan to do that, or was it like, you know, it was a certain thing that, you know, I'll be in the video?
I like to be in my videos because I like to act a little also, and I really want to express what I really feel through my acting, and yeah. So that way.
Okay. Now, you know, in a recent interview that I was going through of yours, you mentioned that you never thought of music as your professional, as a profession or your career, right?
Yeah.
And you are an MBA postgrad. So tell us more about how did that happen? You know, you always were inclined to music, but
So I've grown up listening to, grown up singing and listening to music. But when I came to Bombay, my main motive was to be into acting.
Okay.
But I had no idea that I'll get into singing. Obviously, I loved singing, but I had no idea how to take singing as a profession. But when I was doing MBA, I was also interning in a music label.
Okay.
And that's how, when I realized that I want to be on the other side, not sitting here and working with someone. So that internship actually made me realize that I want to take music as a profession.
Okay, so which music label was it, if we may know?
Do I have to reveal it? Okay, yeah. So it was Universal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now also, you know, as an indie artist yourself, most of the indie artists have come up with their work on, you know, opening up to themselves and to the people on YouTube.
Yeah.
You know, you also have been using that platform a lot, and you mentioned before also that it has worked wonders for you. How do you think that actually helps? How do you think it's working out well for the indie artists, and what's your take on that?
So definitely, I'm so grateful to YouTube that I started my journey from YouTube. My friends used to tell me that please start posting covers. I started with covers, and if they wouldn't have pushed me, मैं नहीं करती आज ये. So really grateful to YouTube. So that's how definitely my journey started. I used to post covers. I used to I used to be not very consistent, but I used to try. But yeah, that's how I started. When I came to Bombay, I hadn't even recorded a single song. I didn't know how to record a song. So YouTube helped me with that also. I started sending my songs to the composers, everyone. So yeah, that's how basically my journey started, YouTube.
You're a versatile singer yourself, and you're somebody who doesn't just want to stick to Bollywood being an indie singer, right? And you try to develop with different forms and different genres.
Yeah.
How do you balance that?
I love experimenting different genres. I love folk music. I've grown up listening to folk music, and thanks to my mom, जिन्होंने मुझे introduce करवाया. So I really like to experiment with different genres, different folk music, because I feel that I should be a versatile singer, and I feel I am. I still have to learn a lot, but I really love to experiment with different genres. And there are different languages I've been trying, and I still want to explore more of it. So I love doing that.
What is the language that you're trying to experiment with right now?
I'm trying to get into Kashmiri folk, then Bengali, then Rajasthani, all these different.
So you're now getting acquainted
I'm
with
still
Bengali.
learning. I'm still learning because I'm working on some project which includes folk music. So I'm still learning. Yeah.
And how do you think how is the learning process, like to work on a particular song with
Yeah.
different languages? In fact, when it's not your mother tongue or
Yeah.
a language that you've been speaking on since childhood or at a particular point, how do you think, is that difficult, and how do you work on it?
It's so much fun, to be honest, because it obviously you get to learn something new, and then of course I take help from people who are from that background, and apart from that I write and in my language, in Hindi or English, and then try to learn that. It's just like a very learning and fun process.
But then when it comes to words, say for instance, when you're jumping from Hindi to Bengali,
Yeah.
the words can differ, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you
absolutely.
sit with somebody who's like,
Of course, I listen to the song
Yeah.
properly, and then I write it in my own way, and then I learn it. And then, of
Correct.
course, I take suggestions from the people from the same background or
Yeah.
same language. So yeah, that's how.
so who, which is one of those singers when it comes to Bengali or something that you've been listening to a lot as your reference?
So I've been listening to a lot of Anupam Roy's music. He's one of my favorite composers. He makes a lot of Bengali songs, and he definitely inspires me.
Okay. Now, coming from Tere Liye in Namaste England, and then coming to different songs that you've been working on, your own songs, and whatever you've been working on, Tana, you've come a long way, right? Tell us about your graph as an indie artist, as a musician.
Of course, I started from zero. When I came to Bombay, I had no idea how to even record a song. After starting, after 2 years only, I got a playback with Atif Aslam, and in a very big film. That was unexpected because I never thought जिनको सुनते हम बड़े हुए हैं उनके साथ I'll be singing. So that was a great thing. Of course, I feel that I wasn't that prepared at that time also, but I don't know how that happened. Maybe the song fit my voice or whatever. But over the period of time, I've obviously learned so much about my voice. I've improved so much. I've got to know a lot of things about music. So definitely, you keep growing every year. With every song you record, you learn so much that इससे better हो सकता था. You improve it. So definitely, graph though has improved for sure.
And when you talk about your graph right now, and I remember I was reading again about one of your interviews, and you mentioned that you got a call for it was an unexpected call for the Tere Le song.
Of course, the producer of the song, Prasad Shastri sir, he called me. He used to call me for other songs also. So he called me for this as a scratch only, and the composer Manan Shah, he was there, and he told me I sang the song, and I thought it's a scratch only, but obviously I sing it as a final one only. कि हो जाए मेरी आवाज़ में. But he really liked it, and that's how it came.
Okay. You've also collaborated with different and very known artists, especially those artists, including you. They are all famous. You are very famous in when we talk about the Gen Zs.
Yeah.
Of course, we millennials listen to it for
Yes.
sure, and we are into music for absolutely. But the connect is much there because people in my house, youngsters in my family, they're like, oh my God, Zaeden, oh my God, Akankshaa, oh my God, Anu. These people have come up, with big names, with big songs, including you. So when it comes to that, your collaboration with Lost Stories and Zaeden, tell us about that.
That happened before the lockdown. Obviously, I wanted to collaborate with Lost Stories, and Zaeden came later, of course.
Okay.
So this is a Punjabi folk song that I have done. We've done it in a different way, and we just recorded. Lost Stories made the track, and obviously lockdown happened, and then we didn't know कि कब आएगा, and then we randomly sent it to Zaeden that if he can also come on board for the song, and he really liked the song, and he wrote his own verse, and then that's how it happened. Okay. So it's a very good thing that all the indie artists come together and collaborate. Correct, and support each other.
Exactly, because this I don't know if I can call it a community, but when it comes to, because we are focusing on indie music, and there are still artists who would not want to stick to just Bollywood, like you mentioned, right? Like you would not want to stick to Bollywood but focus more on indie music.
Yeah.
Why would you want to do that? What makes you think that that comes out differently, and what about the exposure there?
I feel with time, I think I want to keep a balance between both.
Correct.
When it comes to Bollywood music, there's a lot of learning. Because you have to sing for someone else, and then you get to learn so much from different composers, different producers. And when it comes to independent music, it's all free. You have to do your own thing. It's obviously there's a different learning for that, but
it's your work. The whole responsibility is on you for that.
Yeah, exactly. So, but Bollywood is something that given me so much when it comes to learning. Of course, मैं independent music नहीं कर पाती if I wouldn't have sung for Bollywood as well. So I want to keep like a balance between both.
And what, as per you, was your biggest break? You started with the Namaste track, really, but for you, which song was like a change maker in your life? That it was your work, you felt that okay, I could do something like this.
I won't call a biggest break. I still feel it has to come. But I think when I wrote my first song, when I composed and wrote and released my first song, Pehli Bearish, I had no idea. I was so nervous because this was my first, and obviously you get nervous कि पहला song है तो कैसा response आएगा. But I think that's one song that has got the most love out of all my songs, because I don't know how, it was just the first song that I ever wrote and composed and released. People gave so much love, and of course that was during the lockdown also so people did listen to indie music at that time. So I think Pehli Bearish inspired me so much to write more, to compose more, and that's how I'm releasing my songs now.
But when it comes to this, there's this question that crosses my mind, that whenever I see a music video of your song or whichever songs of yours, it has a very lively or a chirpy feel to it, right?
Yeah.
Does that define you as a person in real life?
No, I do have sad songs. But again, I am a balance of both, happy, chirpy, and like a shant girl.
Okay.
Yeah, so I can't say I'm like a very chirpy girl, but like a balance of both.
Okay. What do you think, as per you, would be the future of indie music? A lot of singers are coming up in front of us, and they are coming out with their creativity. But of course, people singing for playback singers for movies are there for sure. But there's a different fandom for indie music in India. Like for now, I can clearly and honestly say that I've just been listening to indie music. I don't think I'm listening to any of the movie songs. That even if those are movie songs, but those are produced by indie artists or something like that. So, what's your take on that?
Exactly, like since you also mentioned that you've been listening to independent music, it's because I think people are kind of bored from what they've been listening. They want something new, something unique, and indie music gives you that. They are different from hip hop to
the idea of experiment is more in that field. Correct.
To electronic music. So I think there are very different varieties that you get in indie music as well. Of course, Bollywood is there, no doubt, but I think especially after the lockdown that people have realized that indie music is something, and during that time also, and now also, people want to listen to something different, something unique, something new. So it will rise, of course. It is rising.
When it comes to indie music again, the idea that say for instance, when we talk about Bollywood and indie, if we have a comparison, the idea of remixes and fusions are coming more through that, right? Old songs are coming up in new forms, but indie is absolutely different. Different lyrics, different flow, not just the music or the writing of a song, but the video production as well. What do you think, if you have to define like one point that creates a huge difference between indie artists and songs that are there in a movie?
The whole idea of Bollywood and independence, like, very different. I don't know, I can't explain, I don't know how to explain that, but you listen to it and you understand that it's an independent song, so that way. So I don't really know how to compare that way.
But what, as for you, would be the biggest challenge, being a versatile singer yourself? You have to do a lot of research for sure. You have to experiment with your own voice when you're working or practicing, right? But what do you think would be the biggest challenge you face when you're trying to work over a project which is absolutely different from something you've done in the past?
Yeah, so honestly, for me, every song is a challenge because it's very difficult to emote the way you really want to emote in a song, and then it doesn't come that way. But I think every single song that I've sung, I feel very scared when I sing, like a final take, especially. So yeah, every song for me is a challenge for sure.
But that challenge comes out very fruitful for you then.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
Now-
hope so.
What are your future plans? What are you working on if you want to talk about
Yeah,
it?
so I'm working on a few more singles. I'm working on an EP as well, and of course some folk music also. So really excited. I think this year I'm going to release more and more songs. So yeah.
Folk music. A lot of artists, especially like you, or there are many who are experimenting a lot with folk songs.
Yeah.
You know, initially it would have been there, but people are turning toward that now. Like, I mean, ideally, you know, initially people would have been like, oh my god, what's this? You know, we are not getting that masala or the spice in the song, right? But it's coming very forward now.
I think maybe because firstly they are understanding the value of folk music.
Yeah.
Secondly, I think because it has to go with the generation also. Now people are liking it. They're merging it with electronic music, or they're merging with electronic sound.
Yeah.
So people are loving that. People are enjoying the sound of folk music and electronic, and like a new sound, not only electronic, but. Yeah, I mean, they are understanding the value of folk music now.
I remember I was in conversation with Kanishk Seth.
Yeah.
And he's somebody who he is son of Kavita Seth, and both the singers are, you know, always mixing folk songs, a very Indian song or Indian feature song with electric music, right? So this match that is there, is it difficult to work on? Like, it's so different, but you mix it together so well. Product of it comes out proper, right? So
see, when it comes to singing, I really enjoy it, and I feel it can give you a different, like how we worked with Noor, Charkha, with Lost Stories and Zaeden. I had no idea that, you know, it will give a very different touch to it. I just gave them the song, and you know, it completely depends on the producer. Honestly, I have not produced any song, so they can answer this question better.
But you plan to produce? I mean,
I'm starting to learn. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. You know, as a person, when I see you or see your profile or you on Instagram, you've always been traveling. Tell us about your travel.
I love to travel. Of course, I haven't traveled so much yet, but definitely it's there in my bucket list. I want to travel the whole world. But yeah, I love to travel, and I love to travel solo. I love to travel with my friends, and it just gives me a different happiness, especially mountains. I travel to mountains a lot. And then the second best part is that I go there and I shoot my stuff, whether it's for Instagram or whether it's for YouTube. I like to use those beautiful places for my songs.
All right.
Yeah,
you know,
fun.
thank you for joining us today. It was great having you here, and we had a great conversation, and hope you enjoyed it as well.
Of course.
Thank you so much.
Subscribe to Midday India. Get direct notifications on all our videos by clicking on the bell icon.